Good morning, Scott here, known as Cantaloupe to some online, and I'm bringing a subject to you that's interesting to me. It might be of interest to you or someone you know, and that is accurately identifying the cause of something. Maybe a problem, maybe an event or a behavior, but accurately is the word. Turns out there's a big opportunity for people to better understand this idea, and it's very common, unfortunately, to blame the wrong thing. I'm going to give a pretty specific example. There's pretty good understanding, pretty wide understanding about how information, especially sensitive information, can be damaging if it's exposed. If somebody is exposed by way of people getting into their information. But here's the thing, and I've been thinking a lot about this. It's not the information or the exposure of the information that's damaging, even though that's what gets blamed every time. It's the people that would act inappropriately with the information once they get it. There's an important difference. There is. So I'll come back to this in just a second. Blaming the right thing is a way of understanding what is happening specifically and accurately, so that you can control it. Because if your picture of what's happening isn't correct, you're going to make mistakes. And hopefully this is obvious. I don't need to dive into this too much. I mean, if your assumptions are wrong, if you have details or steps that make no sense or are based on faulty information, your whole process is prone to error, whatever that process may be. So I'm talking about accurately identifying the problem, in particular with exposure of information. I like to say that information can only possibly damage people who have something to hide. I've said this a lot, and I stand by it. I'm getting all kinds of resistance to this idea, and it's from people who don't understand the point of this video, which is it's not the exposure or the availability of information that is potentially damaging, but the people's behavior who may get their hands on it. And there is a very important difference. Okay, so hold on. There are people who will deceive on purpose. There are people with secrets, trade secrets, or military secrets, or government secrets, and I think that if you need secrets, there's a bigger problem at hand. There's an opportunity, and the only people who really need secrets are people who are possibly doing something that they shouldn't. I stand by this. You might say, well, there are legitimate cases where you want something to be private or kept in confidence, and if it wasn't, it would be damaging directly. I don't agree. I don't agree that it would be damaging directly. I believe that if everybody was doing what they're supposed to do, and that is being respectful of boundaries and not abusing access, not exploiting opportunities for profit, then it wouldn't matter what you exposed, as long as you were on the up and up, so to speak. If your conscience was clear and you were behaving properly, it almost by definition, and this is an interesting idea because it's what we call a bidirectional cause and effect reciprocity. I might say that again. Bidirectional cause and effect reciprocity. That is, good behavior is defined by that which you can, in good conscience, disclose without any kind of hesitation, assuming that everything else is happening normally. It's a big idea. It is. And people don't understand it. They think, well, there's bad apples. Exactly my point. Why would you want to hide things? Well, either you're lying about something or you're afraid of the bad apples. And that's my point. It's blame the bad apples. Don't blame the information or the exposure. You should be free to not worry about security to the point where it's crippling you. It's a big deal. If you're investing a lot of time and stress and energy into hiding things or keeping compartmentalized or keeping out the riffraff or the bad actors, I mean, that's time that you could be spending improving your situation. That's time you could be spending building something, being productive and creative, or just enjoying yourself. Shoot, I mean, relaxing. Imagine all the time you spend worrying about passwords and keys and locks and security. Imagine that time is now suddenly allocated to just being mindful, being at one with yourself, meditating, whatever you like to do. Shoot, take a bath, go to the beach. Why can't you do that? That's the point of this video. Why can't you do that? Is it because information is sensitive by itself? I disagree. I disagree. It's because of the behaviors that you're worried about. Let's be accurate. And if you can somehow manage those, the information becomes harmless, as long as you're on the up and up, by definition. So I hope everybody has a great day. Reach out with questions or comments to whitehotrobot@gmail.com. Thank you.